When people hear nonverbal communication, they usually think of hand gestures, maybe eye contact, or at best body language. Some absolutely confident that it doesn't cover anything voice related. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Hi, my name is Tatiana Teppoeva, and I'm an expert in personality profiling and nonverbal communication. In reality, nonverbal communication includes at least 9 distinct channels, and each one plays a powerful role in how people perceive, trust, and respond to us. Let's break it down. Number 1, facial expressions are the most universally understood form of nonverbal communication. Emotions like happiness, sadness, anger, and wired into our expressions. We decode expressions instantly, often before we process words. They signal emotion, authenticity, and attitude, key to building trust or seed some suspicion. You can say, I'm fine, or you can say, I'm fine. Do you see the difference? I'm sure you do. So now, number 2, gestures. Gestures are deliberate movements like waving, pointing, nodding. They reinforce or replace speech. Gestures emphasize and clarify your message. In some cultures, they even carry standalone meaning. Giving a thumbs up while saying great job doubles the positive impact. But using the same gesture in another country could cause offense. Or look at this gesture. What do you see? How do you feel? How? Number 3, paralinguistics. Paralinguistics refers to how we say something, not what we say. This includes pitch, tone, pacing, volume, and even pauses. It dramatically alters emotional interpretation. A kind message can sound passive-aggressive with a wrong tone. Saying like thanks a lot can sound sincere, sarcastic, or irritated depending on your voice. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Try saying it in different ways. Number 4, body language includes how we sit, stand, walk, lean, or move overall. Open versus closed posture, tension, or relaxation is a part of this message. Posture signals confidence, authority, openness, or anxiety. Walking into a room upright with shoulders back gives a very different impression than slouching in with your head down like that. Try it. Number 5, proxemics. Proxemics is the area of personal space, how close we stand to others. It tells people how comfortable, dominant, submissive, or aggressive we feel. Space also varies across cultures and contexts. Standing too close in a business meeting can feel pushy. Standing too far may seem cold. Have you noticed? Number 6, eye contact deals with eye behavior, contact, gaze, blink rate, and pupil dilation. Our eyes show presence, connections, honesty, or discomfort and disinterest. Maintaining eye contact signals confidence and attention. Avoiding it too much may read as insecure or even suspicious. Do you see the difference? Number 7, haptics. Haptics is about touch like handshake, pat on the back, or a hug. Touch communicates connection, warmth, or dominance depending on intent and context. A firm handshake signals confidence. A limp one, not so much. Number 8, appearance includes clothing, grooming, accessories, overall style, and the objects around us. We make snap judgments based on appearance within seconds. Style can signal professionalism, rebellion, confidence, or carelessness. A well-tailored blazer says something different than a wrinkled t-shirt in a client pitch. Even your phone case or Zoom background sends cues. If this was the only image of me that you saw, what would your impression be? How about this image? What if you saw just this image of me? Let's move on. Number 9. Chronemics. Chronemics is the use of time, punctuality, response speed, and silence. And depending on the context, these examples can have very different meanings. So why does this matter? What is the percentage split between verbal and nonverbal communication? There is no exact number, as it depends. Research suggests that up to 65 to 93% of communication impact can come from nonverbal channels. Watch another video I created on this topic, linked at the end of this video. I like to think about roughly 50-50 between verbal and nonverbal. Did you notice that if you hear that someone's tone contradicts their message, that you believe their tone? Thank you. If your face say bored or tired during your pitching, they will feel it. This is especially true in leadership, sales, dating, teaching, anywhere trust and influence matter. Even on YouTube, most speakers try to be energetic, emotional, engaging. It's recommended to go 1/3 above your normal emotional threshold, and I'm also working on it, as it takes some time to get used to. So next time someone tells you to work on your communication, don't just memorize the lines. Work on how you show up, how you sound, how you hold the space. That's what nonverbal communication really means. Want me to break down each of these in more detail, or help you figure out what you unconsciously signaling? It will change the way you read people. Drop a comment, subscribe, and check out my next video.